And so this customer comes in and complains that a drink doesn't have enough foam. Who the hell has foam in their drink? Hello everyone, my name's FlareBlitzed and we have returned back to My Sweet Zombie, a wonderful romantic visual novel not filled with a zombie that we could fall in love with. A few days have passed since Florina has started living with me and it has been awkward. Ugh, my head hurts. Hey. Oh, Florina, have you eaten yet? Well, my left arm's got missing, so probably no. Oh, well, I have to head to work, so I'll leave my debit card for you on the counter. Go ahead and order something for you online to eat again. Okay? Okay. Bye then. This is rather awkward. It's been like that for the past couple of days. I awkwardly greet her in the morning, then leave to work, then come back home, and she's usually fast asleep. We haven't really talked much since that first night. I want to approach her, so I feel like I'm getting closer. So I feel like getting closer would help me find out more about her past. If she remembers her past, that is. But also, since she's living with me, I thought it'd be nice if we could become friends. I never had many friends, as my poor attempts at getting closer with Florina have shown, but I still like to get to know Florina better and hopefully become close as time goes on. Okay, Sam, tomorrow is the day. I'm going to ask Florina if she wants to try and become friends. That's a bit awkward. No more excuses, I can do this. And I can do this. I could do this. Hey, good morning, Florina. Okay, morning to you too, I guess. So, Florina, yeah? I guess I'll see you tonight then. Fine. I shuffled nervously. Florina, what? This is really awkward. You know what, never mind, it's not important. Oh, for blank's sakes, would you stop that? Huh? Stop that whole, oh, I have something to say, never mind, it's not important stuff. You've done that like, I can't even count how many times you've done that. Wanted to say something to me, but you never spit it out. Why can't you just say what you want to my face already? There you go again with the sorries. Don't say that! I guess it's not my place to say this, since I'm staying in your apartment. But if you have something to say, just say it. Cause keeping me on the edge like that isn't fair either. Maybe want to say seems unimportant to you, but the other party may think differently. She then crosses her arms and looks away from me. You should head to work. Doubt you want to be late. Yeah, bye then. I'll leave the apartment quietly. It's almost like she's overcome the place. For goodness sakes, we got along so well on the first night, and now look at how things are. She ended up getting frustrated with me because I kept holding back in front of her, but I just wasn't sure how to approach her. Well, how do we all know how to approach somebody for the first time with those kind of thoughts? I mean, ever since she started living here, she's been quiet and distant, mostly either sleeping or watching TV. I've wanted to get to know her better, but I felt that maybe she should have some space since she did lose her memories and found out she died, which is why I kept hesitating around her. Just treat her like a normal person, for goodness sake. She has a normal person's conscience. Just because she's a zombie doesn't mean she needs a zombie's level of conscience. But I never meant for her to get upset at me. But now I guess she probably hates living with me, or maybe she just hates me in general. No, she just wants you to be more honest and earnest. Oh, dearie me, Sam, I know. It's another day. Something up, Sam? Yeah, just the fabrications of the universe, you know. Something out there that is just really getting on my mind. Something that you can't even fathom yourself, even if I told you in intricate detail about what is going on in my life. And no, it's not about the cat, by the way, because there isn't a cat. There is a zombie living in my house rather than a cat. So I'm just here wondering about the universe and what's all around us and stuff like that. So let's move on anyways. On with this conversation. Because that was the 5th time you sighed since you came to work. Oops. Sorry, I'm just kind of having some personal trouble. Is that about the stray you took in? Sort of. Well, I told you could always come to me if you ever have trouble. So why don't you tell me what's up? Liam did say that I could come to him for advice. But that's because he thinks I have a stray cat, not a zombie. Because you should be more honest. You should have told him outright there was a zombie rather than a cat so you don't wind up in a situation. But he also said I could text or call him for anything. Yeah, I actually haven't really been texting him or calling him, though, since that first night. I've been too scared to. I'm not really sure how often I can bother a person, and I don't want to ruin my relationship with Liam by becoming an annoyance to him. You keep overthinking things. Just do it. Just put the Nike logo on. Just do it. Stop hesitating. Stop hesitating, my lass. Besides, I'm not sure if I could explain my problem to him even if I tried. It's okay, Liam. Besides, we shouldn't be talking so much during work. Yeah, because that annoying customer from last week is going to come in again and ask for their hot frappuccino again. We should get back to work. I mean, we can talk a little. It's okay, don't worry about it. Stop it, Sam. You keep doing this again. It's not important this, it's not important that. If you keep mentioning it, it must be important in some way, shape or form. I'm just trying to be persuasive, that's all. Well, alright. I'm going to head to the back to prep things. See you, Liam. Yeah, see you. God damn it, Sam, you're making things awkward. I tuned into the perfect time of this visual novel to see when things become truly awkward. And then it was now time for us to close soon, and from the looks of the store, I have a lot to do before heading home. Hey, Sam, just want to check up on you again. You sure you don't want to talk about what's bothering you? Liam has been trying to get me to talk all day. He's nothing if not persistent, but I still refuse to trouble him with my own problems. Friends look out for their friends, regardless if it's something that might be cumbersome, because that's what friends do. They look out for each other. Donkey and Shrek, for example. Because that's what friends do, they forgive each other. It's fine, Liam, and besides, shouldn't you be heading home soon? Your shift is over. Yeah, but what about you? Cleaning up the store might not be easy today, especially thanks to that one family that came in. You'll be here all night if you try and do it on your own. At least let me help you with that. Exactly! Sam, for goodness sakes, take up on his offer. That's okay, Liam. Sam, would you stop rejecting people? People only want to be concerned of you and help you, yet you're trying to push people away. I also need your stretch as well. Besides, it might be better if I don't go home right now anyways. Whoop. That makes no concern. You're going to make Liam even more concerned. Why? Sam! Sam! Come on, Sam! Besides, I doubt you could help me with this problem anyway. You're just pushing people away. You lied to them at first. Oh, dear. Seriously? Do you know how messed up that sounds? Like, maybe you're right, maybe I can't help, but at least I can listen, exactly. Even if I can't help solve your problems, I at least want to help you so you're not stressing about them by yourself. But no, you keep pushing me away. Every time you ever seem trouble, you just would keep pretending you're alright no matter how many times I asked you what is wrong. Do you know how that makes other people feel when you shut them out like that? But if that's how it is, fine, I won't try and help you anymore. I'm done trying to talk with you. I'm heading home then. Just don't say I didn't try and help. He walks out and slams the door shut. When's that loud sound it made? Oh no, I made him upset. Like, that is something that a lot of people must go through with on a day-to-day basis. They don't want to burden people by not wanting their help or anything like that, because it feels like they're burdening them, but at the same time it feels like you're just pushing them away because you feel like that you're going to be a bother to them. No, friends look out for each other. It didn't even matter that I tried not to burden him with my problems. He still got annoyed at me. I can't do anything right. I thought about how I angered Flarina because she got frustrated with me holding back what I wanted to say. And I tried not to bother Liam with my issues and be a burden to him, and yet he still got upset with me. And now they both probably hate me. I start to tear up. Damn. No matter what I do, all I do is mess everything up. But maybe I could try and fix this. Yeah, I can't give up. But how would I even fix this? Stop saying it's alright, it's not a bother, this or that. If you need to cry, cry. If you need to be angry, be angry. If you want to be happy, be happy. Don't just sit in this middle ground where you try and please both parties. I should head home and talk with Flarina first. Alright, that's it. I'm going to finish cleaning up as quickly as possible and head home. I'm going to go and talk with Flarina and find out maybe why she is upset at me. No, it's about why you've upset her. And yeah, vice versa. And then apologise to her for upsetting her. Whatever it is I did. Alright, let's do this. Just be honest. Talk confidently. After I finished cleaning up the cafe, I began to make my way home. I continued to go over in my head of what I would say to Flarina once I saw her. No, that's also awkward. Yeah, it's her fault for being... Exactly. I'm sorry that I upset you. Yeah, vague. Oh, what should I say to her? However, before I could figure out what I would like to say to her, I was already inside my apartment. Lovely, here goes nothing. Let's see what we've come up with. Enter. I'm back. This is it, Sam. You got this. Just say you're sorry to her in a calm, composed... Be expressive. Hey. I'm so sorry. I mean, I'm sorry for upsetting you. Wait, no. I'm sorry that I screwed up. No, so much for calm and composed. She's just as flabbergasted as we are. Sam, we get it. You're sorry, okay? You keep saying the same thing over and 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 over again. I hope you can forgive me. It's fine, I understand. You do? Yeah. Don't worry. I knew this was coming. I just wanted to hear it directly from you. But I'll be out of your hair soon. I'm not easy to put up with. And it's too much to have someone harbour a monster, so I'll leave tonight. Wait, what are you talking about? Aren't you telling me to leave? What? No! Then why are you sorry? Because didn't I upset you earlier? Oh, that? That was just because I was getting stressed. You kept approaching me and I was anticipating that you were going to ask me to leave. But then you keep pushing the topic away, which kept making me more anxious every time you did that. And so I guess I took my frustrations out on you, which wasn't cool of me to do. Although your skin colour makes you cool in a temperature sense. Sorry about that. It's not entirely your fault. I mean, from the sound of it, I did kind of indirectly hurt you. I could see how my behaviour would make you nervous. So I'm sorry. Stop saying the sorry word. Why? It's a default section. I'm sorry for making you feel that way too. But I'm confused now. You don't want me to leave? Of course not. I mean, I was uncomfortable with Flarina sometimes, but that was more due to me being nervous around people in general. I never thought of wanting her to leave my place, especially since her circumstances would make it difficult for her too. Why would you think that? Because you kept acting all skittish and stuff around me, and kept trying to tell me something. But then you would clam up and tell me to forget it, which is why I thought you wanted to tell me to leave, but you were too afraid to. I thought you were uncomfortable with having me around, or regretted bringing me to your place, and wanted me to leave. Keep saying sorry. You keep saying it. It's like that not because I was uncomfortable with you. I don't have much experience living with anyone else but family, so I'm not sure how to act. Just act like yourself. Act like yourself. Act as if you are Sam. Sam and the one and only Sam. You don't have to adjust your style to accommodate for somebody else's needs, depending on what the needs are. If it's like medical needs, then obviously yes, but not for like behavior wise. I see, and I thought you hated living with me. Well, that's not true at all. Hard to hate someone when they give you a place to stay and free food. I'm not exactly sure how to take that. But at least you don't hate me. And also, Flarina, I don't want you to leave. You sure? I mean, you were kind of forced in taking me in. I wasn't forced. It was my decision to let you stay with me, and I know it would be difficult for you to leave and find some place to stay as, you know, if anyone saw you, they'd probably shoot you in the head. That's true. Since it's so easy to get a gun in this country. Yes. Thank you, America, for your Second Amendment. And when was that made? Over 200 years ago, when guns were far less effective. When you was like 1 bullet a minute rather than 1,000 bullets a minute. But also, I actually like your company. Like when we had dinner together. Or when we watched a movie together. I liked doing those with you. Aw, that's why, if you like, you can continue staying with me. Till, you know, you're ready to leave. Okay. I guess I'll stay. You guess you'll stay, zombie. Okay. But there's still one thing that's confusing me. What were you trying to say to me before? You know, all those times you kept walking up to me, spouting like 1 or 2 words, and then running off. I thought you were trying to tell me to leave. But if that's not the case, what were you trying to do? Oh, I was actually trying to get close to you, get to know you better, by trying to start a conversation, but then I kept getting scared and ran off instead. Seriously? Sorry, I never meant for my attempts at making conversation come off as me wanting to express my desire for you to leave, though. I guess I really need to work on my social skills. Come on, Flarina has better social skills than you, and she's a zombie and forgotten most of her past. Yeah, you do. Though this could have been avoided if we both talked it out exactly. So I guess you're not the only one who needs to work on their social skills. So I'm sorry for not saying anything earlier and for snapping at you earlier. Thanks, but yeah, we just have to work and communicate with each other more. Then we could have saved each other from all the frustrating feelings we were feeling. Liam! I then recall Liam, who was still upset at me. You okay? Oh, sorry, I was just thinking about a friend of mine. He was worried about me and kept trying to get to talk to me about my troubles. But I kept avoiding it and I ended up making him upset. Naturally. Why don't you just vent to him then? Do you not trust him? Exactly. It's not that. It's just that when I was growing up, I had to deal with a lot. And I found that whenever I shared my feelings or tried to talk to anyone about it, I would just be annoying them or ruin the mood, or they'd look at me differently. Depends on what you say. It's a fine balance between, like, happy moments and troublesome moments. If you just go on about troublesome moments, then people wouldn't want to stick around you for long term because there's nothing happy to remember you by, if you get my drift. It's a fine balance between two things. If you're happy all the time, then people will be concerned about your behind the scenes thing, but if you keep mentioning about all your troubles, then people wouldn't want to be around you anyways because there's nothing happy to be around you for. I have a brief thought about my parents, or they wouldn't care, so only your parents. And so I started to get scared if I kept burdening them with my troubles, they wouldn't want me around anymore. It's a fine balance between the two, so I bottled everything up. That's not a good thing to do. I thought if I try and push everything down, even if my face kept hurting because I forced myself to smile, or even if it hurts to breathe sometimes, even if I end up crying alone, I thought it would make things easier for everyone. I think about Liam and I kept pushing him away and ended up hurting him. Yet, I'm starting to learn that may not be true. I just hurt someone who could have been my friend, because it seemed I was trying to push him away. Were you? Not intentionally, unintentionally. And I think about how painful it was for me whenever I kept pushing down my feelings instead of expressing them, because I was so afraid to trouble others. That's the thing, right? Most of your day-to-day like activities and stuff are completely normal, but when it's time to talk and stuff like that, that is the time when you can be a little bit more expressive, rather than being like automated for your customers. I would often cry alone and wallow in self-loathing, like earlier. It's probably not good for me either, but what else can I do now? I mean, I just drove off another person because I refused to let them in and be honest with them. I guess I'll just probably keep being alone. I see. I think that you should not do that though. Huh? Like you said, bottling up your feelings seems to just hurt everyone, especially yourself, so why keep it up? Why keep it in? It's probably not easy for you to just break the habit though, but you probably stop eventually. Yeah, it's a day-to-day thing. Because if you continue doing so, those negative feelings will just continue to fester inside you. And you'll just destroy yourself in the process. You're right. Good. Then start by talking to your friend tomorrow. I'm sure they'll forgive you then. Actually, let's start here. Flarina, from now on, let's communicate to each other when something is bothering us. Like how I thought you hated living with me, or you thought I wanted you to leave. I mean, kind of weird of how you thought I hated living with you when I'm crashing here rent-free and being fed, but sure. Still, if we're going to be living with each other, we shouldn't hide things from each other, right? And if something is ever upsetting you, Flarina, or you need to vent, please feel free to come to me and I'll listen. Then you better do the same. I expect you to tell me whenever something annoys you. I work in retail. See, my hear me vent a lot then. Yes, for goodness sakes. Oh dear, I'm not paid enough to be the village idiot. I make minimum wage. Just today I had a customer try and get a free drink by complaining that their drink didn't have enough whipped cream. Well, how about you tell me about it? Sure, but how about I make dinner too? And I can tell you all about it while we eat. Sounds like a plan. Indeed. But what is that conversation? Here we go. I think there should be a policy to ban annoying customers. But then there would be no customers. Every customer is annoying because none of them say the two words which are really nice in a way. Please and thank you. Is that bad? From a business perspective, yes. Yep. She snorts. Whatever, capitalism is dumb anyway too. Yes, it is dumb. Because it's always about how the rich get richer, the big get bigger, and the small remain small, and the poor always remain poor. I chuckle her response, then my eyes stray over to her hands and up her arms, and up to her face. There's so many stitches. I really wonder what happened to her. Is there something on my face? Though there's no point of asking since she probably doesn't remember. But still. Hey. Oh yes? You're staring at me. Sam? How many times are you gonna say the 5-letter S word? It's fine. She then looks down and picks her food. I know the stitches aren't pleasant to look at. I must look pretty ugly now. I don't think you're ugly at all. You're the opposite of that. There's beauty in everything in the world. I wasn't staring at your stitches because I thought they were ugly. That's not why I was staring. Then why were you staring? Huh? You just said the words out of my mouth. Well... Oh... I was worried they felt painful. You wanted to touch them? I think they look really cool. Let's not try and think about the facts. You know what? Let's go on a very deviating path. I wanted to touch them. What? What? I forgot what I said. Forgot what I said. I wasn't thinking. Okay. Huh? She then holds out her arm to me. Go ahead. Wait, really? I said go for it. But if you change your mind... No, I wanted to try touching them. Okay. I reach out and gently grab her arm. My fingers trace and follow the curves of the stitches of her arm. I noted how neat and intricate they looked against her body. Moreover, how despite the different skin patches, they all felt soft against my touch. Soon I stopped focusing my attention on the stitches and patches of her skin and more of the shape of her hand. How slender her fingers were. Don't you mean are? How small and delicate her hand looked against mine, and how warm she was. She was also looking a little bit flustered at this point in time. Look in her eye, she's looking away. Out of the corner of my eye, I can see her shuffle nervously under my touch, as if she wasn't used to being touched in such a way. However, she also didn't pull away either, which meant she might be enjoying it as well. Look at under her eyes. As I continued to feel her arm, only one thought came to my mind. Beautiful. She then slowly takes her arm back and clears her throat. That might be enough for both of us. Yeah. Watching her squirm kind of made me excited. Better I stop before something new awakens inside me. For goodness sakes, there's always something that is deep within that needs to be awakened at some point. As you scratch out, not all things should be like that. We silently sit across from each other, both of us still feeling tension from earlier. Tension is a weird word because it doesn't sound like it has an S in it. I decided to break the silence. Flarina, you haven't touched the carrots. Oh, yeah. Aren't you going to eat them? I don't really want to. Do you not like vegetables then, zombie? You're kidding, right? You have to eat some vegetables. You can't just sustain yourself on junk food. Says you. Then what have you been eating while I'm away? Junk food. I walk over to the trash can. Lovely maneuver. Wait, to see the trash can was full of pizza boxes, potato chip bags, and every unhealthy thing imaginable. This is the diet of a 13-year-old boy. But blank? A 13-year-old boy? I'm putting you on an actual balanced meal plan from now on. No more ordering out either. I'll be making dinner. And I'll make sure you eat your veggies. I love the son notes near her head as well. Just let me die again, why don't you? Did she not like vegetables when she was human form? What am I saying? She is human form. Alright, I'm going to head to work now. Cool. See you then. I'll see you when I get back home. I head towards the door. Hey. Huh? Do your best today. I'll try, thank you, so we can have fast food at the weekend. I enter the cafe to immediately look around. I then spot Liam's figure behind the register. Hey Liam. Hey. Sam, look, I'm sorry. No, don't be. I'm sorry if I kept refusing to talk to you about my problems. I have a hard time talking to others about my problems. And for a long time I thought it was okay because it made things easier for everyone. But that has the opposite effect. Sometimes repelling can be attracting. But also attracting can be repelling. But I'm starting to realise that it's not okay to just keep everything to myself. Especially from a friend. Well, I'm sorry too that I yelled at you. It wasn't cool of me to do that at all. Even if I was upset, it wasn't okay to lose my temper with you when you were already going through a lot. I'm sorry about that. It's okay. I mean, you're forgiven, and you had your own reasons you were upset, right? Yeah, I guess. I was hurt by the fact that you wouldn't tell me what's going on. It made me feel like I was the only one that thought we were getting close. I'm glad I'm not, though. You aren't, and I promise I'll do my best to not hide anything from you anymore. So yeah, about the zombie that's living in your apartment, Sam. How about to hear that then? So then, why were you upset yesterday? Oh well, it's... You're doing it again! You're doing it again! You're doing it again, Sam, stop it! Yep. Irritation. Sorry, bad habit. How about I just tell you now? I'd like that. I'm back. Hey, so how was your day? Not horrible, which is an accomplishment in itself. Achievement unlocked for 100G. Not a horrible day being a barrister. I made out with my friend. That's good. Hey, Sam. Are you really okay with me living here? Absolutely 100% guaranteed yes. I'm not exactly human, but you behave like a human. Just because you're a zombie does not mean that you can't be like a human, and all the time that we've known you, zombie, You've behaved like a human. You didn't want to eat us while we're trying to sleep. Everything like that. What I'm trying to say is that regardless of what species you are, the only thing that matters is if you're nice and have some kind of spatial awareness and hygiene and stuff like that. Although for a zombie, like slow decomposing flesh is not exactly what you'd call that. But I think for all the time we've known the zombie in front of us, they haven't been falling apart. I'm not exactly human, and I know I can be a pain to deal with. Well, aren't all of us in some ways a pain to deal with? But that is the cycle of life. There are painful times and there are happy times. You don't need to put up with me. I can find a way to survive on my own. I mean, sure, but it probably will be difficult for you. And like I said before, I don't mind you living with me until you find better arrangements. I actually appreciate your company. You're weird.
Huh?
What? But I guess it's not a bad thing. Well, thanks, I guess. So, anything interesting happened at work today? Well, there was a couple of mean customers. You want to talk about it? Sure. Right after I make dinner. Tonight we're having broccoli. Hey, we're having vegetables. Great. My favorite thing in the whole world. Greens and carrots. A helping hand. Lovely. It's lovely having that helping hand in all life. And I don't even know why I went with his accent. After the whole incident, the awkward atmosphere that was in the home has dissipated. Now, instead of walking on eggshells around each other, Flarina and I have found a good pace. Although Flarina mostly keeps to herself, often either watching TV, playing video games, or sleeping. Wait, where'd you get video games from? She sleeps for most of the day. Sometimes I poked her to check it since she was still alive, since, you know, I kept my promise as well as healthy meals for Flarina to eat, and putting them in the fridge so she didn't have to resort to always ordering pizza. However, making sure she actually ate them was a struggle. Come on, you need to eat your vegetables. No, they're gross. Really? Are you like a child or something? You can't just have sugar for a meal. You need actual nutrients. Isn't that kind of hypercritical of you to say? You don't seem to be eating enough either. You skip breakfast and dinner a lot. That's just as unhealthy, if not more unhealthy than me eating cake all the time. And this is coming from a person who's already dead. Yeah, she's right. I guess I can't criticize you then. Then from now on, I eat dinner with you too. That way we can both be healthier. Fine, that sounds good to me. Also, now I can watch you and make sure you're not tossing the broccoli in the trash. That was just one time. Added on to the other times as well. Oh dear, then we started eating meals together. Otherwise, she would refuse to eat anything else but sweets. And because of that, I stopped skipping meals as well. So it's beneficial for the both of us. In a way, she actually has been helping me kick my own unhealthy habits. Additionally, having meals with her is surprisingly fun. I've never been known to talk much, but with Flarina it's easy to relax around her and chat. And so this customer comes in and complains that a drink doesn't have enough foam. Who the hell has foam in their drink? And even gives an exact measurement of how much foam they wanted. Some customers are just such a Karen or a Darren. Well, I'm going to explain to your manager that I want this amount of foam in my cup. And then the crazy thing is that the manager says exactly the same thing to the customer that the barista did to the customer. Don't be so goddamn pedantic with your order. It's a drink, not a medicine. Oh, sorry. I'm talking too much. No, you're not. But I've been mostly taking up the conversation. So, not like I have much to talk about. I don't remember anything. I suppose that's true. Besides, I prefer listening anyways. Your stories are pretty fun. Especially the bathroom incident. What bathroom incident? That was pretty awful. So keep talking. If it helps you to talk, then that's an added bonus. Okay. And meals with Flarina are always pleasant. Even when I talk about work, baking, or anything really, she's always attentive. It felt that what I said mattered to her. And it felt nice to have someone else to talk with. Speaking of which, Liam.
Oh?
So how has Oh, you mentioned about her now, huh? Oh, she's doing great. Before she used to be so picky about meals, but now that I started watching her eat, she's finally eating everything. That's good. Usually some cat... Oh, Flarina the cat. Aha. Oh, dearie me. Usually some cats prefer being alone when eating, but there are some rare exceptions of cats preferring attention when they eat. They also like to get their head stroked sometimes as they eat too. Yeah, my uncle has a cat that I think has that kind of nature to them. They don't like eating alone, but they also like some kind of distance from their owner. I can't imagine Flarina letting me stroke her head when she eats, so we make some stuff up as we go along. The only real concern that I have now is that she tends to sleep a lot. Yeah, that is. I'm gonna say that right now. Cats sleep a lot. Dogs sleep a lot. They have the energy that they need so that whenever something happens, they can then act on that. They like to sleep often, yeah. But is it normal for zombies? Well, for this zombie, yes. But we're not going to mention the fact that Flarina is a zombie. Though you did say you gave her treats often, maybe you should lower her treat intake. She might start getting fat. I don't think she has that problem. Flarina can eat a whole cake for every meal and not gain weight. How does her metabolism still even work? Well, still, if you need any more advice, just ask. Yeah, thank you, Liam. Besides, I also like hearing about the stray you took in. Though I wish you would show me some pictures. Oh, no. No. Dearie me, you're gonna be completely freaked out. Wait, so, Sam, you're telling me that this is a cat? No, this is a zombie right here. Oh, dear. Maybe another time. Well, that's fine either. Oh, but hey, there's been this new webcomic I've been reading. I think you'll like this one. It's got a really interesting world lore. It's Bind's Gate. Really? How so? Well, for instance, I have been texting and chatting with Liam about Flarina. Since I never lived with someone other than family, I've been consulting him sometimes. But he thinks Flarina is a cat. Now I wish I'd said I had a new roommate instead of taking her astray, but I already dug my hole, so I guess I'll have to sit in it. That's actually a good compromise, actually, as I'm thinking about it now. We have a new roommate. But it's still nice to talk about Flarina with him. I never really talked much with Liam about stuff other than work, so having Flarina has given me something new and common for us to talk about. So in a way, Flarina has inadvertently helped me improve my relationship with Liam. Who knew that taking in a zombie would end up helping me become friends with my co-worker? Yes, let's just hope Flarina doesn't find out about me calling her a stray though, or Liam found out that Flarina is actually a zombie and then he calls the government. In summary, the past week has been interesting and new for me, even enjoyable, though there is just one complaint I have about my new living arrangement, and that is... Flarina? I called her name trying to wake her up. It was 12 o'clock and she was still asleep. Flarina! She continues to sleep. I shake her awake. What? I called you 3 times, you didn't wake up. How late did you stay up? Don't remember. You don't remember much, do you? Oh dear, you shouldn't be staying up late and sleeping in so much. It's not healthy. But I can't really judge, as my own sleeping habits were horrible. Maybe I should practice what I preach? You know, I know we talked about this and all, but if you think about it, do I need to be healthy? I'm dead, so it's not like practicing healthy habits is gonna extend my life anytime soon. Can't deny that. This isn't what I even wanted to talk about. What do you want to talk about then? Ever since you started living here, my chores have doubled. I point to a bag of potato chips on the coffee table. And it doesn't help when you leave your snacks all over the apartment. Fine, I won't snack as much. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying clear up after yourself. Look, all I'm asking of you is just help out around the house more. Like clean up after yourself more, please, and maybe do some chores for me before I get home. Can you do that, please? Okay, thank you. Okay, I'm going to head to work now, remember. If you need anything, use my laptop to message me. And don't sleep too much. Wait, this is 12 o'clock and you're not at work. I gather my things and leave the house. And Flarina has something on her mind. I rub my pulsating head. God, that last customer wouldn't stop complaining. And my feet hurt so much from running around everywhere trying to help everyone. You doing okay? It's just the usual annoying customers. Yeah, just tired already. Really? But you're halfway into your shift. Ugh. Sheesh. Sorry. Probably shouldn't have said that. Lately, whenever I get off work, I feel too drained to do anything else. Even on my weekends, I usually spend them recuperating from how tiresome work was. It wasn't always like this though. When I first started, I didn't mind the job as much. But ever since they put me in a management position, there was almost never a day where I wasn't exhausted. If it wasn't a customer complaining or us running out of ice or some kid making a mess in our cafe, it was something else. The other afternoon shift doesn't have the problems I do, which concerns me. I wonder if it just means I'm still unprepared to enter the workforce. Aren't you already in the workforce? I suddenly feel a notch form in my stomach from remembering the upcoming interview my mother set me up. Sam? Sorry, what were we talking about again? We were talking about that one Penjido earlier. You know, the one yelled because his chocolate chip cookie didn't have enough chips. Oh, right. That man literally made me count every chip of my new cookie I gave him to make sure it had the right amount. Do you know what's worse is that there are people out there who are even more stupid and pedantic. It was so ridiculous. Like, why go so far for just a cookie? It tastes the same regardless. Want my opinion? He whispers at me with a mischievous grin. I think some customers just get off of bullying retail employees. Probably go home and use it as fodder to... Anyways, let's move on. Liam! I had to choke back my laughter. Don't say that. Oh my god. I don't need that image in my head right now. Pretty sure it's a real kid. Oh no. Oh no, Liam, for goodness sakes. You're really creative though, Liam. Still. So, other than kink shaming other customers, how about you tell me how you're doing? I'm doing pretty good. You and your roommate still getting along? Well, yeah, I mean, we're not as awkward with each other anymore. Which was true, Flarina and I no longer seem to be walking on eggshells around each other. We even hung out with each other, sometimes watching TV together when I'm not too tired or just chatting on the couch. I so recall during one of those bad teen vampire movies that she made a comment that people who liked werewolves romance were just soft-core furries and had to stifle my laughter. Guess it's going well? I think so. However, she's not the most clean roommate. It would be nice if she helped around the house more. Oh, I get that. I used to have a roommate who didn't do his dishes for months. Maggots loved him for that. Ugh. Yeah, gross. Yeah, and it sucks a lot. But I have such a sensitive nose. It's good to have that kind of thing, because then you can pick up something before somebody else can. Really? Yeah, that's why I'm not roommates with him anymore. Is there anything else on your mind, though? Well, when you say that, then I hear something shatter from the back room. And I'll go check it out. $10 says Jane dropped another mug. Not funny. Sorry. Saw easy money and took it. Damn. Okay, I'll shut up. I then head to the back to check whatever mess was made this time. So unfortunately, Liam was right. Jane had dropped a couple of dishes while washing them. Thus, I had swept up the mess and had to take notes for tonight to order more dishes again to replace the one she broke. I love the again in brackets. Again, I'm so sorry, Sam. It's fine, Jane. Don't worry about it. How about you go and take your 10 right off? Probably would be good for you to take a break. Oh, Okay, got it. Jane then skips off to the back. Good for her to take a break, huh? Huh? Did I say something wrong? Well, have you taken your break yet?
Oh.
No, but I will later. When was the last time you took a break on a shift? There's no time for that, but then if you take your break, you're then rejuvenated so that you can do more later. It's like people who say that they can study for 12 hours straight without taking a break. Like, for goodness sakes, what kind of head do you have to do that? I thought about it, but I couldn't remember. Maybe it has been a couple weeks or months. Okay, I'll admit that I am not taking my breaks. I might not be taking my breaks, but that's because it's too busy in the afternoon for me to take any. I mean, if it's not someone baking stomach, it's either a customer complaining or some mess being made. It was really hard to find a time to take a break. I have to make sure everything goes smoothly. Well, if the afternoon shift is stressing you out too much, maybe you and I can swap shifts. Huh? Like, if you want, you can open instead of me. The opening shifts are a lot more chill, so you won't have to deal with any carrots or Darren's complain about their soy lattes. His offer sounded tempting, but that would mean I'll be pushing my work onto someone else. Come on! For once, take up on his offer, Sam! I was taught that when someone is given a job, they should be responsible and finish it themselves, sorry. Not to mention, it seems selfish of me to give my job to someone else just because I don't like it. And I feel bad Liam had to even ask that. I'm making him worried. I should just try and put on a smile and bear it for a little longer. No, it's fine. Thank you, though. I really appreciate it. Okay, got it. Suddenly my phone starts to ring. Is it from Flarina? Oh, it's Mom. I check it to see that my mom is calling me. I'm still at work. Zombie time. Oh dear, mute keypad speaker add call zombie time contacts. I try not to take calls during work, but if I don't answer my mom, she gets really upset. But I'm at work. I can't exactly take a call from a Karen when I'm dealing with a Karen. Sorry, Liam. Would it be okay for me to take this? Yeah, go for it. Take your time. I take off my apron and walk away from the register to take the phone call. And I take a deep breath before answering the phone. Hello? What took you so long to answer? I wince at her harsh tone. Sorry, I'm at work. Have you prepared for that interview at all? Not really. Sorry, I haven't had time. Well, make time. You can't keep working that retail job of yours. It was an alright job while you were in college, but you graduated, so now you need to start searching for a real career. I only graduated a couple months ago. What was that? Nothing. I swear, Samantha, if I wasn't here to push you to do better, you probably would be like the rest of those young adults who are doing nothing more meaningful with their lives. No real job. Mooching off their family. You'll be grateful for me once you get this job. You'll be making a lot more money than this sad retail job. And especially more if you pursued baking as a career. It's not always about you, Mom. It was a good thing that I stopped that before you went too far with it. Baking just isn't a real... It is a goddamn real career, you selfish cretin. But I like it. I know, and you can keep doing it. Once you get a real job. Okay, Mum, got it. I should get going. I don't want to spend too much time on the phone. Fine, but I'll just say this. You owe your dad and me to do well in this interview with how much we helped you in getting your degree. Don't forget that. I won't. Good. I'm glad that you're being responsible. I know you won't disappoint me. Bye then. Bye, Mom. Love you. She hung up before I finished. I grabbed my head. The pound I was feeling earlier is now getting worse. I should head back inside now. I dragged myself back to work. I'm back. Hey, Flarina. She was more quiet than usual. I glanced around the apartment and noticed that none of the chores was done like I asked. Flarina, did you do any chores like I asked? I cleaned up the food. That's all you did? What about dishes? Or sweeping? You only complained about the food, so that's all I did. That's the only thing you pointed out to me, so I did it. Why are you getting so peed off for me about it? That made me snap. Because I also asked you to help me with chores. I can't do them all by myself when I am already exhausted from work. I get that maybe you don't like cleaning, but that doesn't mean you can skip out on them. Like you think I love listening to customers complain or having to constantly put out fires at my job. No, I don't, but I do it because I have to. Sometimes you just have to do stuff that you hate. That's what it means to be an adult. So is that so much to ask? For you to just grow up a bit and help me out instead of sleeping all the time? Just because you're dead doesn't mean you have to be a deadbeat too. I took deep breaths in order to catch my breath. Damn. Flarina. But you know what? It is kind of necessary. I could see the hurt in her face. I immediately regretted everything I said. Flarina, She ran off into the bathroom and slammed it shut before I could finish. What have I done? I slumped down on the couch and put my face in my hands. I couldn't believe I said all those horrible things. I typically never get that angry. I can only recall a few times I ever had an outburst like that. Still, I've never directed my anger at someone like that. Maybe my work has been taking a toll on my mental health more than I thought. Is that what happens with all jobs? Have it take its toll on you mentally until you're hurting those around you? If I take that accounting job, will I continue to change me for the worse? There's no time to worry about that now. For now, I need to figure out a way to apologize to Flarina. I stare at the bathroom door, but it doesn't like she'll leave any time soon. What should I do? That would be involving Liam, though. Let's be more direct. Let us be more direct with this approach. I gently knock on the door. Flarina? There was no reply. Flarina? I'm sorry. I should not have yelled at you, no matter how frustrated I was. Issues at work has... No, that's not right. I shouldn't be coming up with excuses. No matter how bad work is, I have no right to say those things to you. I think about how I acted and I could feel my chest tighten again. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Flarina. After what I did, I wouldn't even be surprised if Flarina wants to leave. Thinking of the fact that I would never have another dinner with her again, or hear her welcome me home again, and have her presence, which I'd gotten used to, as be gone, my eyes began to sting. I'm so sorry. It's okay if we don't want to stay here anymore, but please, just know I regret how I acted. There was still no reply. I'll go and give you some space. Suddenly the door swings open. I don't recall saying I wanted to leave. Flarina? We just stood there silently for a while, unsure of what we both should say. Realizing that Flarina was probably still upset with me, the tears that I had been trying to hold back started gushing down my cheeks. Damn. Don't do that. I'm sorry. I can't stop. I tried wiping my eyes, but to no avail. Damn. However, suddenly, I could feel my body being pulled down and felt my face being pressed into a soft white cotton shirt. I realized that Flarina's pulled me in for a hug. Look, I'm not upset anymore. I get that stress got to you and you just got angry. I do the same stuff when I'm stressed. So I forgive you, okay? Besides, I'm partially at fault too. You weren't wrong about me freeloading off you. So please, just stop crying. I really don't know how to deal with tears. Okay, cool. She lets me go and I stand up straight, wiping the remaining tears from my eyes. I just realised. No, that's the second time you've done this, okay? You want to say that again? I start laughing, glad that the tense atmosphere has passed, but there are still some things that need to be settled. I think we should talk about what happened earlier. Yeah, I agree. I shouldn't have yelled at you earlier, I'm sorry about that. I guess what I When I saw that some of the chores weren't done when I asked, it made me feel hurt that you didn't care to help me out. But if you dislike chores a lot, I guess I can't really force you to do them, but I don't know how to clean. Huh? I'll take a moment to take in what she said, and then I recall earlier about our encounter. Okay. Okie dokie. I had asked her to pick up after her food and do some chores. The only thing I specifically gave her a task on was the food. The chores part I kind of left open-ended because I assumed she knew what I meant by chores. And when I got back, she did clean up her food, but everything else was not done. But if she doesn't know how to clean, then of course nothing else would be done. Why didn't you tell me? Something's seen. Huh? It's bloody embarrassing. I mean, being my age and not knowing how to clean. I had to hold back my laughter. Why didn't you just ask me for help then? I guess I'm just not good at asking for help when I need it. Why does that sound familiar? Because it's something that you did. Besides, you already seem stressed at work. I don't want to stress you out more by asking you to teach me how to clean. Well, you've got the laptop and you've got the internet. You can look up on how to do that. But still, getting somebody to help you along is always nice, rather than always relying on the internet. I felt touched by Flarina's words. I think this is the first time someone taught of me first. Not taught. Oh dearie me. Not to mention, seeing this vulnerable side of Flarina was a little endearing, but she did have to be embarrassed. Flarina, plenty of adults out there don't know how to clean properly. Some were never taught properly by their parents, and honestly, yeah, it's usually those who have been given silver spoons and stuff, the rich ones. I would blame the parent more than the child. So you shouldn't feel ashamed of not knowing how. Ignorance can be cured, but stupidity cannot. Thanks. Besides, you do have amnesia, so it shouldn't be a surprise that you have to relearn some things. Yeah. But at least now I know. Thank you for telling me. Because now that I know, I'm going to do the chores with you and teach you how. Really? Yep. But to learn how to clean now. Don't. You have to start from somewheres. I'm not sure why, but Flarina seemed really unsure about herself, which I've never really seen before. However, she shouldn't let her age prevent her from trying new things. Though now I did wonder how old she was. It's never too late to change, exactly. It's never too late if you really stick to a program. Besides, at least you're learning now but never learning how. So, you're learning now then never learning how, right? True. Good. Then let's start. First things first, I'll show you how to do dishes. Come on, let's go to the kitchen. Wait. Why are you... Never mind. You don't really have to go this far for me, though. I don't have to, yeah. But I want to. Exactly. Just because we don't need to do something doesn't mean that we don't want to do something. But in this case, just because we don't need to do it doesn't mean that we... yeah, but anyways. I'll walk off and head to the kitchen. That's what's confusing me. After explaining to her where everything was located, Flarina and I began doing the cleaning together. Having both of us tackle the task made it easier, and also fun as we chatted in between tasks. Additionally, I could tell that Flarina was slowly getting used to the cleaning, as her movements, which were clumsy and hesitant, became more relaxed with each task. It didn't take us long to finish cleaning, and so we moved on to making dinner. Can you make the dinner first, then do the clean afterwards? Because then we have to clean again as well. I had Flarina chopping up vegetables while I seasoned the chicken. Remember, be careful with the knife. It's sharp, like cut through your flesh sharp. Obviously, you don't have to tell me. However, she starts making slow movements with the knife to show she heeded my warning. Heh, really. Her mouth says something, but her actions tell a different story. But I guess that's just how she works. I didn't even ask Flarina to help me make dinner, but she had told me she felt like it would take too long if I did it by myself, so she would help. I think in a roundabout way she wanted to help to make up for earlier and to thank me for teaching her how to clean. Valerian is a bit rough with her words, but she's generally a nice person, exactly. Ugh, stupid vegetables. Which is why she's cutting those vegetables for me even though she hates them. I can't help but smile at her as I watch her chop them with a scrunched up face. I walked over to where Valerian was cutting vegetables. She jumps as I approach the spot next to her. You mind if I work next to you? I don't mind. You know, Valerian, I'm happy to have your company in your kitchen. Yeah, well, I guess I don't mind either. Moving on, could you pass me the carrots? I finished the onions. Oh, of course. I grab the carrot and hold it to her. Valerian reaches for a carrot, but not realizing how close in proximity we were. She also blushes her hand against mine. And surprise! The sudden feel of her fingers against my hand made me drop the carrots. I'm sorry. No, it's fine. I'll grab them. 5-second rule, after all. As she bends down to gather the carrots, my mind wanders off. That surprised me. I mean, Valerian and I went beyond that when she hugged me earlier. And it's not as if I dislike it. It was actually nice. Besides, I guess those kind of things can happen when there are two people in the kitchen, in close proximity, when it's a small kitchen nonetheless. And with us two, you know, cooking together like this, it kind of makes us feel like a married couple, huh? What am I thinking? Oh my gosh, that's so embarrassing. I hope she can't tell. I thought that. Stupid Sam. Why did you have to think of that? Sam? Yes? Oh no. Could she tell what I thought? Was it obvious in my face? I've chopped my finger off. Ouch. Does it hurt? She then shows me the stub that was once her finger. Oh my god! Where's the first aid kit? Yeah, let's stitch this back together. After we both finished together, Valerian felt like watching a movie to relax and I decided to join her. As we both sat on the couch, she put on some random movie from Netflix. However, I couldn't bring myself to pay attention to the plot of the movie. There was still something bothering me. Valerian, could we talk about earlier? Thought that we already settled everything. You already apologized. And now you know I can't clean for stuff. Isn't that enough? I mean, I just need you to know that I never yell at anybody. It's really rare that I ever do. So you not doing your part wasn't probably the only thing that upset me. I'm just not sure what else pushed me to act like that. You're kidding me, right? Huh? You're not sure what else? I mean, remember what you yelled at me? Yeah, I'd rather not. Well, it was something on the lines of, you think I love listening to customers complain or having to constantly putting out fires at my job. And I do it because I have to. Also, sometimes you have to do stuff that you hate. Hearing it from her, I can't believe I said such things, but now that she mentions it, yeah, it's my job. Bingo. Well, I did kind of realise that earlier, but why is my job affecting me this much? Well, like I've been living with you for a couple of days and you're always tired, stressed out and anxious when you think about work, and more so when you come back from it. But it's not like I can blame you. Any normal person would act like that if they had to work a job they hated. I don't hate my job, I just hate the customers. I don't like my job though. No, you're right, I hate my job. But what else can I do? Quit. Who do you think is paying the bills here? Besides, I will quit soon. For that accounting interview. I just have to put up with it for about 1 more month, you know, and then I won't have to work there anymore. Don't think that's a good idea. I feel like 1 more month and you'll be a mess. More so than you already are. Hey! But I can't deny that. Also, maybe you're right. It wasn't always like this, you know. This job used to not be so bad when I was just a barista. But once they put me as the shift lead for the afternoon and closing, that's when things got too stressful. Just how busy it is with all the customers, and all the constant problems going on, and then the feeling like my day is gone because I'm there from 12 to 8. You said afternoon and closing. What do you mean by that? Well, there are shift leads for different time slots for when the store is open. We have a shift lead to open the store and manage it in the morning. I'm the one who manages the store from the late afternoon till it closes. So why not, instead of closing the store, what about opening it instead? Ah, Liam already had that same kind of suggestion earlier, didn't he? Sam, since managing the afternoon and closing it is running you ragged. What? I can't just ask to swap hours like that. Why not? You only swap hours for emergencies or important things. Or both. Your mental health isn't important? Well done, Florina. The reason you yelled was because you're stressed from work. So to make sure you don't yell again, we should fix the root of the problem. Which is your blanky job. I still can't just ask to change my position easily. I mean, isn't it selfish of me to not ask not to properly do my job because I don't like it? And I'll just cause them trouble. Are your co-workers a-holes? What? No, they're good people. Then why are you so hesitant to ask them for help? Exactly. I guess I just always felt anxious from asking others to help me do their tasks that I've been assigned to do. And I'm worried that maybe the reason I'm struggling so much is not because the work is hard, but because I'm bad at it. Wouldn't you be fired by now if you were bad at it? Think about it. And it'd be embarrassing if they knew I was just bad at my job and asked help. Oh my god, am I using the same excuses you did earlier? You are. But your circumstances are different. Maybe you're just bad at your job. Wow, thanks. But maybe you are bad at it because you dislike it? I mean, who would be good at something they dislike doing? I think at times in our lives there is at least one thing that we're naturally good at but we don't actually particularly enjoy or like. But more importantly, if you need help, you shouldn't be afraid to ask for it. Like in science, there's biology, chemistry, and physics. I like physics the most, but that is my worst subject. But biology is the one I did best in at school, but is my least favourite one. And obviously chemistry is somewhere in between. A bunch of your co-workers seem to ask you for help all the time. About time you pull out the receipts and get them to help you. Besides, stressing yourself out by thinking you can do everything is just self-destructive. Exactly. No one can do everything by themselves. Sometimes you need help. Look at me. I just learned that today. I think you should just ask your co-workers for help. Okay. No. There is do or do not. There is no try. It'll be nice to have a break, so I'll try asking Liam if he can swap hours with me tomorrow. He's the one who usually opens. Hopefully he won't mind. I take out my phone and text Liam. Hey Liam, can we swap shifts? He said okay. But what if I hate opening too? Come on Sam, just stop being pessimistic! It might be just as stressful or more so than in the afternoon. We won't know till we find out, I guess. Right, I guess since I'm opening tomorrow, I should head to bed now. Night, Florina. Night. Indeed, nighty night. Okay, we are going to end things off today with our friend Liam here yawning away for God knows what reason. Probably because he didn't get enough sleep or because he went to bed too late knowing that he had the afternoon shift rather than the morning shift. I'm thoroughly enjoying the different interactions within this game. I know it seemed like I was yelling at first within the beginning of the video, but it's just because it's a habit that people develop over time where they feel like that they need to bottle things and they need to keep things away so that it helps others, even though when somebody asks you if they need help with something in life, you just constantly push them away thinking that you're going to be a burden to them. That's not the case. And also, when you keep doing that, it's almost like you don't value them or anything because you don't want their help. In times in life, we need help. Whether we want it or not, we need it. And by the end of that help, we feel better because we had help with it. And vice versa. If we can offer them help with whatever they're going through, then that helps them too. And ourselves. We're people. We're social animals at heart. Thank you so much for watching, people. This is My Sweet Zombie, and we shall see each other in the next time of this game. Thank you all so much for watching. Remember, there's a link down in the description below where you'll be able to download this game for yourselves. Have a lovely day and take care of yourselves.